All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from Triptych Brewing, and they're out of Savoy, Illinois, and this is their Dank Meme. So they're calling this one a Hazy American Pale Ale featuring Dorado, Azacca, and Citra hops. It comes in at 5.4% alcohol by volume, 45 IBUs at the time of review. This can is just over 1 month old. I'm gonna give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Clayton, for hooking me up with this one. So big thanks to him for this beer. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies Clayton hooked me up with, and he hooked me up with 2 beers from Triptych. The other one that I have drank and reviewed was their A Wizard Is Never Late. Fantastic double IPA, so different, unique, fun, just a fun, tasty beer. And this one is kind of on the other end of the spectrum. It's just a hazy APA, and I'm here for it. So they have a little spiel here, no tasting notes. It just says, Dank Meme is a hazy, fluffy, golden-colored ale brewed with oats, wheat, and hops. This beer is not caring about clarity or aesthetics. In fact, not a single finding was given to this beer. We hop this beer like a boss, and it is sure to make you say, oh really, me gusta, or not, because we all know that haters gonna hate. True story. That is a true story. Anyway, really excited about this one. Hopefully it's delicious. I wanted to drink this one first, but it was much fresher than A Wizard Is Never Late, so I went with that one, and it was delicious, so hopefully this is just as delicious. So wow, that's really pale. This is a super pale beer. Like crazy pale. Like I didn't expect such a light beer. And it's a 5.4% American Pale Ale, Hazy American Pale Ale, so maybe I should have. Look at that. On camera, it's probably going to be more dull, maybe not as vibrant. In person, it's just straight on. It almost looks like a hazy, like lemon juice or something. It's so bright. This is like lighter than orange juice. It has just a yellow color. It's fucking super vibrant. Very murky and turbid. You can't see through it. Had about a 2-finger, really creamy looking head that is now dissipated into like a soap sudsy looking head. But yeah, it's bright white. Yeah, I mean, I did not anticipate the beer being that light. So anyway, nose. That's really nice. It's funny that I mentioned lemon juice because I'm getting a nice like a lemon, zesty lemon, orange grapefruit, big citrus tones, sweeter peach and mango. There's a real nice, I would say like a zesty, rindy kind of citrus quality to this one. And that's kind of where I'm getting a little bit of like a bittering aspect in the nose. Like it's not just full on straight sweet, juicy components. A little bit of like a grassy herbaceousness, a little bit earthy as well. Yeah, every time I swirl around and go back to the nose, it just hits me with a bunch of citrus. Oh, what was that? Yeah, so again, there's lemon, there's grapefruit, there's orange, big citrus, juicy, sweet, zesty, rindy. All of the fruit combined in here. It's not just like one part of the fruit. There's peach, there's mango. There's something else I'm really not, kind of like an orchard fruit, like a pear maybe. There's a different fruit in here that I can't really pinpoint in the nose. Maybe I'll be able to do so in the taste, but this is making my mouth water. I feel like this is gonna be super crushable at the ABV, so let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Clayton. That is a hazy American Pale Ale for sure. First things first, and this can sometimes be taken as a negative after a couple sips. This is an absolutely ridiculously crushable, sessionable beer, which I don't think it should be taken as a negative thing because it's 5.4% and it's a pale ale. That's what you want from this beer. You want it to be sessionable. You want to be able to pick up a 4-pack of that and be able to drink it in 2 or 3 hours. You won't be hammered, be feeling all right. And this is not going to weigh down your palate. This is not palate fatiguing whatsoever. After a couple sips, this would be a joy to drink a couple cans for sure. Body's like lower side of medium, higher side of light, 5.4%, I expect it. The body is appropriate for the ABV level. Some people might drink this and say, oh man, that's a super thin beer. Here's the thing, it's 5.4%. It's gonna be thinner than a 8% double IPA or a 7% regular IPA, right? So you gotta take that into consideration, and I am right now. The mouthfeel, it's soft, it's really smooth. It's not really creamy. There's more carbonation than you expect, but this to me is almost like a hybrid hazy or New England style pale ale meets an older school, like just regular American pale ale, because it has both in the flavor profile and the body and mouthfeel. I think it kind of is a perfect marriage of those two styles. So body and mouthfeel are nice and appropriate, I think, for what they're going for. The taste, the nose carried over, maybe a little bit dialed back in the intensity, but right at the front of the tongue, there's this nice zippy, zesty, pithy kind of citrus rind. You could say lemon, you could say grapefruit, you could say orange. I don't think you'd be really wrong. More so orange and grapefruit for me in the taste, as opposed to in the nose where it's like more lemon and grapefruit. Grapefruit's the one, a constant here. Right after that, though, it turns into like those juicy, the juicy aspect of those fruits. So a juicy grapefruit, juicy orange. Right after that, I'm hit with like a ripened peach, ripened mango, not too sweet, not too juicy, just kind of perfect for what it is. And then right after that, about halfway through the palate, maybe a little bit more, maybe 2/3 of the way, this is not super bitter or anything. There's a really nice grassy, earthy herbaceousness. Carries on to the back of the palate, finishes mildly bitter with a really nice semi-dry finish, and it balances everything out. What I like about this is, again, the drinkability is through the roof because of the ABV, but also because of the body and mouthfeel. I think, a lot of times, and I've been caught doing this as well. I'll be drinking a 5.5% pale ale, and I'll be like, oh man, I need a bigger body and mouthfeel. Do you though? No. If I really wanted one, I should just go drink a 6.5%, 7% IPA or an 8% double IPA. What I really dig about this beer is, again, it's greatly balanced. It enhances the drinkability. The flavors are nice. It's not overly complex. It's not going to fatigue your palate. There's enough going on to keep you interested, but not too much going on to kind of make you want to just drink a can and kind of savor every sip. Like right now, I poured the rest of the can in here. This is empty. I poured the rest of the can in here, and we probably have, 8 to 10 ounces? I could drink this, no problems, in the next 5 minutes, and I'd want another glass of it. Why? It's thirst quenching. This would be a great spring and summertime beer where you want something a little bit more hop forward, but 5.5%, 5.4%, maybe a little bit bigger than a low ABV lager or something. This is the beer. So again, stylistically, for a hazy American pale ale, this is like really high, like a 4.75. Like I don't give stylistic ratings. I give ratings based on my own personal opinion, and it's still going to get pretty good scores. So Triptych is impressing me. They're 2 for 2. I like a Wizard is Never Late a little bit better because I'm more of an IPA, double IPA guy. So pale ales I don't always go for, but if you're going to call this a hazy American pale ale, yeah, I pretty much is. So Dank Meme from Triptych. I have no problems at giving this beer a straight 4.25 out of 5 all day long for this beer. Really good, really well made. And again, pretty damn fresh. Just over, when he sent it to me, I think it was like maybe 2.5, 3 weeks old, something like that. Just over a month old right now. Have so much beer and whatnot. And even just over a month old, this is really fucking nice. Price point and availability, I have no idea. So Clayton, I would, in a perfect world, I would not want to pay. So, I say everything I go through the review. I just got like a slight, like candied, like an orange starburst or like a lemon starburst. It had a little bit more sweet note on that last sip. Yeah, or like even like a Skittle. Really nice. Yeah, so in a perfect world, I would not want to pay more than $16 4-pack, and preferably around like $14 a 4-pack for something like this. Again, lower ABV. I don't want to pay the same that I would pay for a regular IPA at 6.5%, 7%. So Clayton, let me know what you paid for it. I would not pay more than $16 for a 4-pack of this without question. If this is $14, $16 range, I'm fine with it. Availability, I think Triptych, I don't know if they're, I don't know if Clayton really told me, but feel like that, because I haven't posted, at the time I'm reviewing this, I have not posted the other review, so Clayton hasn't had a chance to chime in or anybody else. But I think Triptych gets some decent distro in Illinois. I don't know if they get outside the state. I'd love to see them here in Western New York because we see all kinds of crazy breweries now, and this is a welcomed addition to, I was gonna say to my palate, but like, no, it's welcomed that Clayton sent me a can of this. Welcome addition to my beer portfolio. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but the fact that I didn't know about Triptych until recently, And the two of their beers are really delicious that Clayton sent my way. I want to try more. They make really good fucking beer. Not much more to say. So thanks to Clayton for this beer. If anybody out there has had this beer, post in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. If you had anything from Triptych, what do you think? This just is working for me. And yeah, 5.4%. You really can't taste the alcohol. Drinks like a dream. 4.25 out of 5 all day long. So once again, thanks Clayton. Thanks to everybody. To the next one. Cheers.